Hey guys, Nathan Masters here from Brick System Brothers, and it's already June 2020. We've been doing a lot more videos lately. I've decided to stay in Ames this summer for most of the time, so I'm able to work on more content for you guys. So hopefully you've been enjoying that. But this video today is a little more kind of off the cuff, and I wanted to look at my room and my Lego area because it's getting a little out of hand. Maybe if I put this on and get some discussion, I'll have some motivation to clean it up a little bit. But it's behind me here. I've got a lot of stuff going, a couple different projects all kind of working here concurrently. But I did just want to go over a few things, and as you observe my chaos, and I'll just kind of talk about some sorting and maybe some kind of other miscellaneous topics. And I know we just had our footnote video, but this is kind of a little different stuff, and yeah, just see how all you guys are doing. So let's check it out. Okay, so the first thing is the actual desk itself, which isn't all that interesting. It's just a piece of plywood on some 2x4 legs, and I had to make this kind of a custom size to fit in the closet area that I've got. But for a while this has been my main building area, and it's a good surface. I've got two of these Acro Mills 24 drawer units. There's actually one more in the mail. Hopefully I'll have that. I want to start sorting out some of my bracket pieces, and yeah, 24 more drawers will be nice. But as you can see, those are all pretty much full up to capacity. I just sorted out all these tiles last month, and those filled up quicker than I thought they would. My modular is up here. I did a video on that. The Lunar Lander I haven't done any content for, but that was kind of my birthday present for myself last year, almost exactly a year ago, and I studying aerospace engineering, so it's a cool model. I really like it. A couple of MOC projects up here. In fact, right below the desk on this pile is my Clats VC, so if you saw that, that's kind of the recent MOC. But over the past month and a half, this has just gotten more and more cluttered to the point where I haven't been able to really work on stuff, and kind of what led from that was the area in front of the desk becoming really untidy. And I mean, the bins here are sorted, like these are sorted modified plate pieces, but they're just kind of stacked up, and now they're just in the way. So even though I'd like to get back to building on the desk area, it's going to take a little bit of involved intentional moving, and not necessarily a lot more sorting, but just figuring out how to consolidate this stuff, maybe moving some of it underneath. Let's look underneath here, some of this stuff. I just moved all my 2x2 bricks into a box. It's a pretty decent sized box, so that's helping keep those separate. A bunch of other bins. I've got kind of a project going here with my 2x4 and 1x2 color collection. I don't think I've done any specific content for that, but it's something I'm kind of doing in conjunction with one of my other kind of fringe Lego projects, is this color chart. Started last year, so that's been fun, kind of doing these two things, the color chart and the color collection. There's a whole bin of brackets and snot pieces, studs not on top, so that's what I'm hoping to sort into my new Acro Mills. That whole container down there is plates, which I now have just added this bin, kind of this upright bin here, and I started sorting these plates. So I started with one of these big kind of shallow bins, and that was about half full of plates of all sizes. So I took out everything bigger than a 4x4, so 16 studs in area, and I put it in this drawer down here, and then everything else went up here, except I do have a separate compartment for 1x1 plates, so I tried to pick those out. There's probably still a few in here, but what I found kind of interesting was the plates almost, and it was I would say it's a pretty good average of both sizes. So that split at 16 studs is actually a pretty good split if you're looking to get about half and half.
And the bottom of this is all my 2x4s now. And then the other drawers are just kind of some random stuff going on. Some curved plates here, some boat holes. I've got bricks to sort out up on top, and just kind of stacks of bins here. These are actually new. I need to get some pieces sorted into that or figure out what I want to do. So it is a bit of a process to kind of keep everything up to date and clean, but once I get back to it, this is a nice, kind of a nice building area. It is a little small. Some of it has started migrating over to my computer desk. This bin here is actually from a run to the hobby store. Some of these pieces, the rest of these are Bricklink orders. They're just pieces like this that I kind of want to have handy, these 1x1 bracket pieces, because they tend to get lost in the bulk. So I didn't want to just dump them into a bulk to wait to be sorted. But I don't necessarily have a dedicated place to put those yet either. So they just kind of ended up in the strays bin, and the strays bin has now become its own little world of clutter. So for the most part, I mean, it's kind of a mix of really highly organized, sorted stuff, like in the Acro Mills bins behind, and then up in front it's just kind of a mess. So not really leaning one way or the other at this point, but the other thing here is in my apartment is space, and this is in the closet because there's not a lot of space. I'm just trying to keep things consolidated somewhat. So a couple years I might have a little more room for my hobby, but this works right now. Back home we have that table, as you guys hopefully saw in our train video. So that's kind of been what I've always had before. We've got the city on there and the bridge over to Josh's city. So Josh and I's room back home is a little larger, kind of accommodate more stuff. I have two more of these Acro Mills bins still underneath my table back there. There just isn't room for all of it. So I do have a lot here, but I know I didn't want to bring everything because I knew there wouldn't be room for everything. There's probably not room for everything I have here. So some of this needs to go back. I guess the bookshop modular could go back to the city. That wouldn't hurt anything. But I like this one. It's pretty. Let's have it on the desk for a display piece. So yeah, I guess if you guys want to talk about storage and stuff, that's kind of one thing that is almost exciting is for me is like building MOCs is actually getting to know the Lego system and getting to know the parts themselves, and in the process of sorting and learning about the history of stuff is really just another aspect of the hobby I really enjoy. So you can drop questions about that, or you could share about how you sort your stuff. The website Brickset is actually got a series of ongoing articles about sorting methods, and there's some people with some seriously impressive collections talking about how they sort and how they display. So I would recommend that. I'll drop the link down below in the description. Go check it out. But Brickset is almost a daily site for me, so they post a lot of stuff, especially now with our stay-at-home things going on. They've kind of upped their content game, so check that out. I highly recommend it. So yeah, just kind of a look into my building world here in Ames and what I've got going. Like I said, hopefully this will kind of be a motivator for me to get some of this cleaned up. But don't feel too bad about your messy setups, guys, because even Brick System Brothers, even I have the chaos. Alright, that's it for this video. See you guys.